Women's Love. Family Memories Across Time and Space is a long documentary novel created by Shi Jiangyin, based on the true stories of his ancestral family and combined with in-depth interviews with local people. Focusing on the three families of the Zhang family, the Xia family and the Li family, this work vividly depicts the fate of the four sisters of the Li family, the 6 brothers and sisters of the Xia family and the 3 brothers of the Zhang family. Their story is full of twists and turns and touching aspects, making people feel deeply moved. In this work, the love stories of women are particularly stirring and the character images are full. The author cleverly leads readers through time and space, deeply experiencing the tumultuous years of rural Jiangyin from the Republic of China to the reform and opening up. The fate of a family is closely linked to the changes of the times, with genuine emotions that are captivating. Each chapter is like a jigsaw puzzle of history, showcasing real and touching love stories of women. After the release of TikTok and Himalayan Very Jiangyin platform, this work has quickly gained the love and admiration of netizens. Readers of all ages are actively involved in providing costume suggestions for the characters in the story. If you also love documentary novels, it's worth collecting and subscribing to this work immediately. It will take you to feel the love of women, pursue the memories of families, and feel the pulse of the times. Chapter 1. Diligent Rich Farmers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 1. Hello everyone, welcome to the Women's Love. Family Memories Through Time and Space series of stories produced by Very Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the first episode of Diligent and Kind Rich Farmers, Part 1. In a corner of Wenlin town in Jiangyin, there is a Zhang family. The male owner, San Shou, is handsome, elegant, and has great literary talent. His wife, Su, is hardworking, kind, and frugal, and their lives have always been peaceful and harmonious. San Shou and Su Shi are both very hardworking people. They work tirelessly from dawn to dusk in order to have a better life for their families. Besides farming, San Shou also does some odd jobs in the village to earn some extra income. Meanwhile, Su was busy spinning at home, and the spinning wheel in her hand always kept spinning, earning some money to support her family. Su was born in 1902, from a poor family background. She has been burdened with the heavy burden of the family since childhood, without the opportunity to receive education, and has never had her own name. In that era, early marriage and childbirth were a helpless choice for girls from poor families, and Su was no exception. In 1920, she married into the Zhang family and became a wife of the Zhang family in Wenlin town. Although she has not received much education, she is very intelligent and capable. She is skilled in weaving and often earns some money through it. In addition, she is also very frugal in her household and is not willing to waste a single penny. With her efforts, the Zhang family gradually became wealthy. However, fate did not favor this family. San Shou passed away due to illness at the age of 32, leaving Su alone to raise his son Defan. The Su family, who had lost her husband, suffered greatly, but she was not defeated by the difficulties. Instead, she worked harder and continuously fought for her son's future. In that era, the social situation was very unstable. Political turmoil and frequent wars have made people's lives extremely difficult. In this context, Su's life is even more difficult. However, she still firmly supports her son's studies and hopes that he can have a good future. In order to support her son's education, Su started working tirelessly. She wakes up before dawn every morning to start the day's work. She grows crops, raises pigs, chickens, and even takes time to pick wild fruits and herbs on the mountains. Her hands had grown thick calluses, and her face looked a bit haggard from exhaustion. However, her efforts were not in vain. With her support, her son Defan successfully completed his studies and became a teacher. 2. Hello everyone, welcome to the Women's Love. Family Memories Through Time and Space series of stories produced by Very Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the second episode of Diligent and Kind Rich Farmers, Part 2. In 1940, Su's son Difan married Miss Li from a neighboring village. This bride is not only beautiful and charming, but also carries a delicate aura, and soon became the daughter-in-law of the Su family. Su has great affection for this daughter-in-law and treats her like her own daughter. The arrival of my daughter-in-law injected new hope and strength into this family. During that special period, the Su family united and faced difficulties and challenges together. Although life is extremely difficult, they always maintain an optimistic and upward attitude. Su often educates his son and daughter-in-law to have firm beliefs and bravely face difficulties and setbacks in life. However, over time, Su's physical condition gradually deteriorated. Her vision is gradually blurring and her body is becoming weaker. In that era, medical conditions were very backward, and Su could not receive effective treatment. Her condition worsened day by day, and she eventually passed away in 1956. Her passing brought great sorrow and loss to this family, and both her son and daughter-in-law felt that they had lost an important support. They were in unbearable pain, missing her kindness and diligence. Just a few years before Su's death, China began the land reform movement. In this movement, the wealthy peasants were seen as the exploiting class and needed to be eliminated. Unfortunately, the Su family was rated as a wealthy peasant family, her property was confiscated, her land was confiscated, and even the 10 acres of land she had worked hard to purchase were lost. This blow was huge for Su's family, and they almost collapsed as a result. However, they did not give up hope, but bravely faced reality, actively engaged in labor production, and worked hard to change their own destiny. During that special period, they constantly learned labor skills, improved production efficiency, and hoped to create a new future through their own hands. They firmly believe that their mother's spirit will always accompany them and encourage them to move forward. Despite their unfortunate fate, the Su family was not defeated. They understood a truth. Only through their own efforts can the status quo be changed. So they devoted themselves to labor production, striving to learn skills and improve production efficiency. They are not afraid of hardship or fatigue, hoping to create a new future with their own hands. But fate seems to have not favored this family. For more information on the future, please listen to the next episode of Miss Xiuzhen. We will tell the touching story of Miss Xiuzhen. Chapter 2. Miss Xiuzhen. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 3. Hello everyone, welcome to the Women's Love Family Memories Through Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the third episode of Miss Xiuzhen, Part 1. In Wenlin Town, Jiangyin, the beautiful Miss Li, Xiuzhen, her husband Difan, and their children live a simple and peaceful life. In 1940, Xiuzhen and Difan walked hand in hand into the palace of marriage. She entrusted her life to this man, hoping to live a happy and fulfilling life. However, fate's teasing did not seem to favor this family particularly. Xiuzhen and Difan, who have just entered marriage, live a sweet life. Although they are not wealthy, their love is as sweet as honey. However, the premature passing of my father-in-law's third birthday plunged this once happy family into grief. Grandma Su bears the heavy burden of the family alone, and her face is prematurely covered with traces of time. Xiuzhen feels sorry for her mother-in-law and often helps with things she can, trying her best to reduce her burden. Despite not being wealthy, Xiuzhen always believed that education could change her destiny. She made every effort to provide children with education, hoping that they could go out of the countryside and realize their value in life through reading. She deeply believes that only knowledge can change their destiny. However, after the liberation, this peaceful family encountered tremendous changes. Difan felt greatly insulted because his family was rated as a wealthy farmer. During that special period, wealthy peasant families became the main targets of political struggle, enduring immense pressure and persecution. Although Xiuzhen and Difan wanted to strive for a better life through hard work, the instability of the political environment and the pressure of class struggle prevented them from escaping the predicament. The family composition issues of Xiuzhen and Difan have brought them endless troubles and hardships. In that era of political dominance, family composition directly determined a person's fate and future. Because he was rated as a wealthy farmer, Difan felt that his dignity had been greatly violated. He had attempted to appeal and change this result through various means, but all efforts were unsuccessful. In this situation, the lives of Xiuzhen and Difan became increasingly difficult. They not only bear political pressure, but also face various difficulties in life. Children are unable to receive better education and even lose the opportunity to attend school due to family composition issues. This is undoubtedly a huge blow for Xiuzhen. She deeply understands the importance of education for children, but she cannot change this reality. During that special period, wealthy peasant families became the main targets of political struggle, enduring immense pressure and persecution. The instability of the political environment and the pressure of class struggle left Xiuzhen and Difan gasping for breath. They once attempted to strive for a better life through hard work, but all of this became so powerless and helpless. Hello everyone, welcome to the Women's Love Family Memories Through Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 4th episode of Miss Xiuzhen, Part 2. During that special period, wealthy peasant families became the main targets of political struggle, enduring immense pressure and persecution. Difan felt greatly insulted due to family composition issues. He had tried various means to appeal and change this result, but all efforts were unsuccessful. In the end, under the impact of 3 years of natural disasters, Difan chose to self-liberate. This blow was immense for Xiuzhen, who felt deep sorrow and helplessness. Her world seemed to collapse in an instant, but she was not knocked down by the predicament. She understands that only by persevering can she create a better future for her children. However, fate seems to have not been tolerant of Xiuzhen. My youngest daughter was forced to be adopted by a family in Shanghai as soon as she was born in 1956. The pain and longing in Xiuzhen's heart for this little daughter cannot be expressed in words. She often sits silently by the window, staring into the distance in a daze. The pain and helplessness of mother-daughter separation deeply imprinted on her heart. Whenever she thinks of her daughter's innocent face and innocent eyes, Xiuzhen's heart hurts like being pricked by a needle. She knew that she could never let go of her longing and love for her daughter. Against this backdrop, the eldest daughter's distant marriage to Anhui made Xiuzhen deeply miss and feel lonely. However, she always believed that knowledge was the key to changing fate. She encourages children to self-study and continuously improve their abilities. Under her care and guidance, the children gradually grew into ambitious and responsible individuals. Although they only graduated from elementary or junior high school, Xiuzhen's persistence and encouragement made them understand the importance of knowledge. Time flies, and 1979 finally arrived. The spring breeze of reform and opening up began to blow the earth, bringing new hope to China. Xiuzhen saw this change and was filled with anticipation. She believed that this new policy would bring a better future to her family. Although time has left traces on her face, her eyes are still firm and full of hope. She encourages children to seize this new opportunity and go out of the countryside to pursue their dreams. In the wave of reform and opening up, Xiuzhen's family has also undergone earth-shattering changes. Her children gradually became elites in various industries through self-study and hard work. Although they still face various difficulties and challenges, Xiuzhen's firm belief and selfless maternal love have always been the beacon on their path forward. As time passed, Xiuzhen gradually aged, but her spirit remained strong. She often sits by the window gazing into the distance, her heart filled with memories of the past and expectations for the future. She is proud of her children's achievements and also gratified by her perseverance and dedication. She is well aware that it was those difficult years that made her cherish her current life even more and firmly believe in the power of knowledge to change destiny. What experiences have Xiuzhen's children had? For more information on the future, please listen to the next episode of Xiaoyu's Resilience, which tells the touching story of Xiuzhen's daughter.in-law Xiaoyu. Chapter 3. Xiaoyu's Resilience. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hello everyone, welcome to the Women's Love Family Memories Through Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 5th episode of Xiaoyu's Resilience, Part 1. In that dusty era, Xiaoyu was a resilient girl who grew up in a poor peasant family. In 1953, she was born in a small village in Xinjiang, where although life was simple, it was full of love and care. However, the ruthlessness of life caused a huge upheaval in this family in 1970. Xiaoyu's father suddenly passed away, leaving the family with pain and helplessness. At that time, Xiaoyu was just a young girl, but she had to bear the heavy burden of the family. In the production team, Xiaoyu is an outstanding worker. She wakes up before dawn every day and works hard in the fields, whether it's the scorching summer or the harsh winter. She has no complaints. On the grain drying field, Xiaoyu harvested grains piled up like mountains, and her diligence and perseverance earned everyone's admiration and praise. However, Xiaoyu understood in her heart that physical exertion alone could not truly change the fate of her and her family. Knowledge and culture were the key to leading them towards light. Xiaoyu always has a belief in her heart that only through her own efforts can the current situation be changed. So besides working every day, she also finds time to study. She read the words in the book word by word, eagerly absorbing the nourishment of knowledge. Her efforts were recognized and encouraged by the teacher, and also caught the attention of the production team. In 1974, Xiaoyu was introduced to Zhang Hongzhu in Wenlin town, Jiangyin. Hongzhu is the son of Difan and Li Xiuzhen. He has a gentle gaze and a determined personality. Although the family background was not good, Hongzhu's kindness and hard work gave Xiaoyu hope. They fell in love, even though the future path was full of unknowns, they bravely walked together. Despite the hardships of life, Xiaoyu always maintains a positive and optimistic attitude. She firmly believes that as long as she works hard, she will always see a glimmer of hope. In that era, the love between Xiaoyu and Hongzhu went through various tests and challenges, but they always kept their promises and wrote their own legendary stories with resilience and courage. Xiaoyu not only gained respect and recognition in the production team, but also became a role model in the hearts of many people. She proved through her actions that even in difficult environments, one can change their destiny through hard work and perseverance. In the following years, Xiaoyu will continue to work hard to learn and continuously improve her cultural literacy. Her story inspires more people to bravely face the difficulties and challenges of life. And her love with Hongzhu also withstood the test of time and reality, becoming a fleeting tale. 6. Hello everyone, welcome to the My Family Past series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 6th episode of Xiaoyu's Resilience, Part 2. However, the married life is not as beautiful as Xiaoyu imagined. Grandma Li Xiuzhen's attitude towards her was always cold, and she always looked at Xiaoyu with suspicious and hostile eyes. And her husband's older brother was also arrogant and rude to her, often treating her with sharp eyes and sarcastic tones. In this big family, Xiaoyu felt isolated and helpless. But she didn't give up. She silently endured everything and maintained the basic life of the family with her diligent hands. Xiaoyu knows that hard work alone is not enough to win the recognition of her mother-in-law and elder brother. So she decided to change this family through her own efforts. She started learning various crafts, such as weaving, tailoring, cooking, etc., hoping to increase her family's income through her skills. Her efforts quickly paid off, and her craftsmanship became more and more exquisite. Some even began customizing clothes and food for her. As time passed, the children of Xiaoyu and Hongzhu gradually grew up. They all have their own dreams and pursuits. Xiaoyu has always believed that only knowledge can change their destiny. Therefore, she made every effort to provide children with education, hoping that they could go out of the countryside through reading and realize the value of life. Her persistence and dedication have enabled children to thrive under the influence of knowledge. The spring breeze of reform and opening up has begun to blow the earth, bringing new hope to China. Xiaoyu believes that her efforts and resilience can help this family overcome difficulties. In the wave of reform and opening up, Xiaoyu's family has ushered in a turning point. The children have all left the countryside through reading and found stable jobs. And Xiaoyu and Hongzhu gradually changed their family's economic situation through their own efforts. Xiaoyu's story spread throughout the entire village and even to further places. Her resilience and courage have become role models in people's hearts. Under her influence, more people began to believe that as long as they worked hard, there would always be a moment of harvest. Nowadays, Xiaoyu is over 70 years old, but her spirit is still vigorous as before. She often sits on the bamboo chair at her doorstep, watching the busy figures of her children and grandchildren, filled with satisfaction and happiness in her heart. She knew that her resilience and courage not only changed her own destiny, but also influenced the entire family and people around her. Looking back at the stormy years of the past, Xiaoyu never regrets her choices. She believes that it is her resilience and courage that have helped her find a way out of difficulties and enabled this family to prosper. So, what kind of stories do people from the same era as Miss Li Xiuzhen have? Please listen to the next episode, Love on the Ship, which tells the touching story of Sister Xiuzhen. Chapter 4. Love on the Ship. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 7. Hello everyone, welcome to the Women's Love Family Memories Through Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 7th episode of Love on the Ship, Part 1. In that distant era, Xia Tianhua and Miss Li Er were both children of rural areas in Jiangyin. Xia Tianhua was born in Xiajia village, Hatang, Jiangyin, a peaceful village mainly engaged in rice cultivation and fish and shrimp farming. Miss Li Er lives in Lijia village, Wenlin, Jiangyin, where people make a living by planting silkworms and making silk. Despite their diverse backgrounds, fate led them to meet and fall in love in Suzhou in 1937. That year, Xiahua was admitted to Dongwu University and became a passionate college student. He loves learning, is diligent and hardworking, always full of aspirations and expectations for the future. Miss Li Er, on the other hand, entered a girls' school to learn skills such as women's household economics and embroidery. She is intelligent and agile, and quickly mastered various skills. However, just as they were working hard to study and pursue their ideals, the Battle of Songhu broke out. This war quickly spread to Suzhou, disrupting the originally peaceful life. Xia Tianhua and Miss Li Er were forced to leave school and return to their hometown. On the escape ship, Xia Tianhua and Miss Li Er met. Miss Li Er has a fiery personality, is kind and brave. She has always extended a helping hand to those in need since childhood, and her kindness and courage deeply moved Xiahua. And Xia Tianhua is handsome, gentle, and his words and actions exude a scholarly aura. During those days on the ship, Miss Li Er was attracted by Xia Tianhua's talent and demeanor, and actively pursued him. At first, Xia Tianhua hesitated about Miss Li Er's proactive pursuit. He felt like a scholar, not of the same type as her. However, as time passed, he found that their relationship grew deeper and deeper. In the process of mutual understanding, Xiahua gradually saw the strengths and weaknesses of Miss Li Er. He found her smart, kind, responsible, and very caring for him. Gradually, Xia Tianhua also fell in love with Miss Li Er. They spent many unforgettable moments on the ship. In those days, they supported and cared for each other, and spent many happy and unforgettable times together. They enjoyed admiring the moon, watching the sunrise, chatting, and discussing their thoughts together. These beautiful memories became the most precious treasure between them. However, their path of love was not smooth. In that turbulent era, both family and society could hinder their emotions. Their family background, education level, personality traits, and other differences have caused some conflicts and adjustments between them. However, it is these difficulties that make them cherish each other's feelings even more. They embraced, understood, and supported each other through those difficult years. 8. Hello everyone, welcome to the Women's Love. Family Memories Through Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 8th episode of Love on the Ship, Part 2. At the end of 1937, Miss Li Er returned to Li family village in Wenlin, Jiangyin. However, she cannot forget the days when she met and fell in love with Xia Tianhua on the ship. The handsome young man, the boy who moved her heart, has been deeply engraved in her heart. So, she mustered up the courage and took the initiative to come to Xiajia village in Hatong, Jiangyin, hoping to see Xiahua again. In that era, women's proactive pursuit was not common. But Miss Li Er believed in her feelings, believing that her relationship with Xia Tianhua was destined. When she saw Xia Tianhua again, the joy in her heart was indescribable. And Xia Tianhua was also surprised by Miss Li Er's proactive pursuit, and the emotion in his heart could no longer be suppressed. After spending some time together, Xia Tianhua's relationship with Miss Li Er became even stronger. They supported and understood each other, and together they went through those difficult years. Finally, in 1940, they got married and became married. Although life after marriage was difficult, Xia Tianhua and Miss Li lived a very happy life. They worked together to cultivate and made contributions to the construction of their families. Thanks to his talent and hard work, Xia Tianhua opened a small bookstore in the village and became the cultural center of the village. Miss Li Er, on the other hand, manages household chores and takes care of children at home. She is a virtuous wife and mother. As time passed, the families of Xia Tianhua and Miss Li Er gradually grew stronger. They have 2 sons and 4 daughters, and the family is happy and harmonious. Although living conditions are difficult, they are very loving and supportive of each other. In the eyes of the children, Xia Tianhua and Miss Li Er are role models for them to learn from, and they are the greatest and most lovely parents in their hearts. In 1945, after Japan's surrender, Xia Tianhua was appointed as the director of Xiuzhen Post and Telecommunications Bureau in Anhui Province. This is a new challenge, but Xia Tianhua did not hesitate and decided to accept this position. He knows that this position can enable him to make more contributions to the country. So, he and Miss Li went to a small county in Anhui Province with their children. There, they lived a peaceful life. They grow vegetables and flowers at home, take care of children, and live a simple rural life. Although living conditions are difficult, they are very loving and supportive of each other. Xia Tianhua is diligent and dedicated in his work, earning recognition from his superiors and respect from his colleagues. Miss Li Er, on the other hand, manages household chores and takes care of children at home. She is a virtuous wife and mother. In 1949, Xia Tianhua and Miss Li Er returned to Xiajia village in Hatong, Jiangyin with their children. Here, they continue to live an ordinary yet happy life. They created a warm and harmonious family with their own hands, and educated the next generation to cherish peace and love their motherland. When Xia Tianhua and Miss Li Er were in Anhui, Miss Li San suddenly came. Why did Miss Li San suddenly come to Anhui? For more information on the story, please listen to the next episode, The Trick of Fate, which tells the legendary story of Miss Li San. Chapter 5. The Trick of Fate. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 9. Hello everyone, welcome to the Women's Love. Family Memories Through Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 9th episode of The Trick of Fate, Part 1. In Li family village, Wenlin, Jiangyin, Miss Li San is an outstanding daughter of a wealthy family. She is not only naturally beautiful and charming, but also intelligent and charming. However, she married a playboy who only knew how to squander family wealth and drink and have fun. This man neither understands her soul nor satisfies her emotional needs, causing her to live in pain and helplessness. In such a predicament, Miss Li San did not give up her pursuit of life. In 1946, she decided to flee this suffocating home and go to Anhui to seek refuge with her sister Miss Li Er. Miss Li's husband, Xia Tianhua, is a kind-hearted local postal and telecommunications bureau chief. The couple loves their sister very much and strives to provide her with a stable living environment. With the help of her sister, Miss Li San began to learn about Western medicine. She was full of enthusiasm and made rapid progress, and soon became an excellent Western medicine assistant. During the learning process, Miss Li San met American Dr. Hans. He not only taught her medical knowledge, but also became her mentor and friend. Dr. Hans is a kind, enthusiastic, and highly skilled doctor who wholeheartedly serves patients and is deeply respected by the local people. The two gradually developed a deep affection as they spent time together day and night. One day, Miss Li San realized that she had fallen in love with Hans, and Hans also expressed his love to her. Two hearts know and cherish each other, living happily together. Not long after, their love crystallized. A lovely daughter was born, and they named her Cici. However, fate doesn't seem to want this loving couple to live a peaceful life. With the outbreak of the Chinese Civil War and social unrest, their lives were greatly affected. Dr. Hans was forced to return to the United States to reunite with his family, while Miss Li stayed in China to raise her daughter alone. The couple was forced to separated by thousands of mountains and rivers, and their lives once again fell into difficulties. On the days of separation, they conveyed their longing and love to each other through letters. Although they cannot be together, their hearts are always tightly connected. Miss Li San expressed her longing and distress to Hans in the letter, while Hans encouraged her to face difficulties with strength and firmly believe that the future will be better. As time passed, Miss Li San's medical skills became more and more exquisite, and she became one of the famous doctors in the local area. She not only relieves the pain of patients, but also actively participates in public welfare undertakings, helping those in need. 10. Hello everyone, welcome to the Women's Love Family Memories Through Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 10th episode of The Trick of Fate, Part 2. However, the happy days did not last long. Hans returned to the United States for work and left his wife and daughter in China. Not long after, Miss Li's sister and brother-in-law also left Anhui and returned to Xiaojia village in Hetang, Jiangyin. During that special period, Miss Li San, along with her sister and brother-in-law, experienced many hardships and setbacks. In 1949, Miss Li San, along with her sister and brother-in-law, returned to Xiaojia village in Hetang, Jiangyin with Cici. Due to Miss Li's superb medical skills, she was hired as a doctor by the traditional Chinese medicine hospital. Here, she met a factory cadre named Su. Su is an honest and kind person who treats Miss Li like a family member. The two gradually developed feelings through mutual support and eventually entered the hall of marriage. After getting married, Miss Li and Su had a son and a daughter. Their lives seemed to be filled with hope and happiness again. However, fate seems to always be playing tricks on Miss Li San. During her upbringing, her daughter Cici was subjected to bullying and exclusion due to the influence of her family environment. Especially after Miss Li San married Su, Cici's situation became even more difficult. In this restructured family, everyone has their own thoughts and interests, and Cici cannot integrate into it. She is lonely and helpless, full of confusion about the future. Miss Li San is well aware of her daughter's situation. She feels sorry for her daughter, but she is helpless. She tried to communicate with her daughter, but found that there was already a deep distance between them. She wanted to fight for a better life for her daughter, but found that her abilities were limited and she couldn't change the status quo. In this family, everyone is striving for their own interests, and family affection and trust seem to have become luxurious things. During her work at the traditional Chinese medicine hospital, Miss Li San won the respect and praise of her colleagues for her noble medical ethics and superb medical skills. However, in this male-dominated medical environment, she still faces obstacles to promotion and gender discrimination. Her career seems to always lack an opportunity to showcase her skills. Nevertheless, she persisted in her hard work and used her own hands to relieve the patient's pain. In such a predicament, Miss Li's life became monotonous and boring. Her soul gradually became lonely and lonely. Finally, in 1982, CC received an opportunity to go to the United States. She decided to leave China and search for her biological father Hans. Miss Li San, although reluctant to let her daughter go, knows that this is her best choice. She encouraged her daughter to bravely pursue her dreams and future. After Cece left, Miss Li's life became empty and lonely. She misses her daughter, but also knows that she needs a broader world to develop herself. Although Cece found her own happiness and life in the United States, Miss Li San's heart could not calm down. She silently prayed for her daughter to live a happy life, and also hoped to reunite with her daughter as soon as possible. Let's turn our attention back to 1940 when Xia Tianhua and Miss Li Er got married in Xiaojia village, Hatong, Jiangyin. Miss Li Si, the youngest sister of the Li family, often comes to play at her sister's house. During this time, a legendary story happened again. Please listen to the next episode of Little Sister's Legend, which tells the touching story of Miss Li Si. Chapter 6. The Legend of Little Sister. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 11. Hello everyone, welcome to the Women's Love Family Memories Through Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 11th episode of Little Sister's Legend, Part 1. In Lijia village, Wenlin, Jiangyin, the story of Miss Li Si is being passed down by the villagers, and her life is full of legendary colors. Miss Li Si is the youngest daughter of the Li family, intelligent and outstanding in appearance. However, her fate was full of twists and turns. In 1940, it was a sunny summer. Miss Li often visits her sister in Xiaojia village. Xiaojia village is the secret base of the new Fourth Army, full of revolutionary atmosphere. One day, Miss Li Si met a handsome platoon leader surnamed Chen here. His perseverance and bravery deeply moved her. After spending some time together, Miss Li Si joined the revolutionary team and fell in love with Captain Chen. However, happy days are always brief. In a battle against the Japanese devils, Captain Chen bravely sacrificed himself and left behind a young son named Guohua. Miss Li Si was heartbroken, but she knew she couldn't fall. She wants to raise Guohua well, provide him with a warm home, and support him with a sky. After the liberation, Miss Li Si raised Guohua alone and settled at the foot of Doshan. Although life was difficult, Miss Li Si remained steadfast in walking on the path of revolution. She actively participates in various construction projects in the village, provides medical assistance to the villagers, and uses her medical skills to benefit the local people. The Doshan Martyrs Cemetery was established by the people of Wuxi to commemorate those martyrs who sacrificed their lives for the country. The tomb of Captain Chen is here. Every Qingming festival, Miss Li Si brings Guohua here to pay tribute to his father. She often tells Guohua about the heroic deeds of Captain Chen, teaching him to take responsibility and contribute to the prosperity and strength of the motherland. Next to the Doshan Martyrs Cemetery, there is a newly built memorial hall. There are many precious historical relics and pictures displayed here, documenting the glorious history of the revolutionary struggle of the people of Wuxi. Miss Li Si often comes here to visit and learn, and she deeply understands that only by understanding the history of the past can we move forward better. As time goes by, Miss Li Si gradually ages and her physical condition is not as good as before. However, she still maintains her love for life and loyalty to the revolutionary cause. She often warned Guohua, "We are all descendants of the revolution, and we must always remember the sacrifices and contributions of our martyrs, and strive for the prosperity of our motherland." Under her influence, Guohua became an outstanding young man, inheriting his father's will and joining the People's Liberation Army of China. He remembered Miss Li Si's teachings, worked hard, and made outstanding contributions to the national defense cause of his country. 12. Hello everyone, welcome to the My Family Memories. Women's Love. Family Memories Across Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 12th episode of Little Sister's Legend, Part 2. In that special era, the legendary story of Miss Li Si did not end. During the Cultural Revolution, Miss Li Si was highly respected for her identity and stance. However, her family suffered unfair treatment. Sister Xiuzhen and second sister were labeled as wealthy farmers and suffered a serious blow in the criticism. Miss Li Si felt heartbroken, but she knew she had to step forward and protect them. Every time she criticizes Xiuzhen and Jia, Miss Li Si takes the risk to go to the scene and try to rescue them. She used her wisdom and courage to defend them and fight for justice. In that crazy era, Miss Li Si's courage and determination became a solid support for her family. However, time flies, and Miss Li Si's later life was not always smooth sailing. Her daughter-in-law made her feel even more desolate due to her lack of respect. Although his son Guohua gives Miss Li Si an annual alimony of 10,000 yuan, his heart is also filled with helplessness and self-blame. He knew that his mother had paid a lot for him, but he couldn't make up for the loneliness and loss in her heart. The small house at the foot of Doshan has become Miss Li's world. She goes there every day to clean up and tidy up the belongings of Captain Chen. There, she can immerse herself in her memories, reminiscing about those beautiful times. She often sits alone by the window, staring out at Doshan in a daze. That mountain witnessed her love with Platoon Chen and also witnessed the hardships of raising Guohua alone. Time is merciless, and Miss Li Si's body gradually weakens. Her actions became slow and her memory began to decline. But she never forgot the heroic deeds of Captain Chen, who sacrificed his life for the country, nor did she forget her teachings to Guohua. She has always reminded him to be a responsible person, and to contribute his own strength to the construction of the motherland. On a spring morning, Miss Li Si quietly left this world. Her departure immersed the entire village in grief. Guohua took care of his mother's affairs with a sorrowful heart and placed her ashes in the cemetery next to the Doshan Martyrs Cemetery. There, they can finally reunite forever. Miss Li Si's life was full of ups and downs, but she remained steadfast in walking on the path of revolution. Her story is poignant and touching, making people deeply aware of the hardships of that era. She used her own life to interpret a mother's greatness and unwavering spiritual qualities. Although Miss Li Si has passed away, her story has become a legend in the village, inspiring generations to strive for the prosperity of the motherland and the happiness of the people. Her spirit will forever be engraved in people's hearts, becoming one of the most precious treasures of this era. Let's turn our attention back to the Li family village in Wenlin, Jiangyin during the Republic of China era. At that time, a master-level figure named Li Duong emerged in the village. What kind of story did he have? Please listen to the next episode. The Master's Stubbornness. Chapter 7. The Master's Perseverance. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 13. Hello everyone, welcome to the Women's Love. Family Memories Through Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 13th episode of The Master's Stubbornness, Part 1. In Li Family Village, Wenlin, Jiangyin, the Li family is a family with a long history and a prosperous family. During the Republic of China period, the Li family was deeply protected by the shadow of their ancestors and had intricate kinship relationships with high-ranking officials in the nationalist government, making their reputation soaring, almost unknown to everyone in the local area. However, behind the glory of this family, the life path of the four sisters of the Li family is full of ups and downs and challenges. The four sisters of the Li family have their own characteristics, but the same thing is that they all have outstanding looks and temperament. Miss Li Xiuzhen is intelligent, knowledgeable, and rational. Miss Air has a strong personality, daring to love and hate. Miss San is gentle, virtuous, and understanding, and Miss Four, the younger sister, is innocent, lively, and lovely. Under the social background at that time, these four sisters were undoubtedly the partners that many men dreamed of. However, in the Li family, there is a special figure. Li Duong. He is the cousin of the sisters of the Li family. Unlike other brothers and sisters, he did not indulge in the glory and wealth of the family. Instead, he had in-depth research on the cattle classic and became the only cattle doctor in Jiangyin. His medical skills are superb, and he has cured many oxen and solved practical problems for local farmers. Therefore, he enjoys a high reputation among the surrounding people and has accumulated rich family wealth. Li Duong not only has superb medical skills, but also has a stubborn personality. He often persists in what he believes, even in the face of great difficulties and resistance. This personality makes him exceptionally persistent when facing love. He deeply loves a commoner woman named Pan Xiaoyu. Although Pan Xiaoyu comes from a commoner background, she is clever, kind, and virtuous. Her skillful hands were able to weave exquisite fabrics, which captivated Li Duong. They went through many twists and turns and hardships in the process of getting to know and falling in love. On a spring evening, Li Duong and Pan Xiaoyu made an appointment by the Fubei River. They looked at the sunset in the distance, their hearts filled with endless love. Li Duong tightly grasped Pan Xiaoyu's hand and said affectionately, "Xiaoyu, I am willing to give up the glory and wealth of my family and spend my life with you." Pan Xiaoyu was moved to tears, knowing that this man was her true love. However, their love was not accepted by their family and society. As a prominent local family, the Li family has strict regulations and standards for marriage. They believe that the marriage between Li Duong and Pan Xiaoyu is a disgrace to their family, so they strongly oppose their union. Faced with family pressure and opposition, Li Duong did not back down. Li Duong's stubbornness and persistence ultimately won the victory of love. He and Pan Xiaoyu lived a happy life, and their love story became a local legend. 14. Hello everyone, welcome to the My Family Memories. Women's Love. Family Memories Across Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 14th episode of The Master's Stubbornness, Part 2. However, reality is always full of challenges. The Li family's family values are deeply rooted, and they cannot accept the relationship between Li Duong and Pan Xiaoyu. At a family gathering, members of the family gathered together to discuss the marriage of Li Duong and Pan Xiaoyu. The entire family believes that the marriage between Li Duong and Pan Xiaoyu is a disgrace to their family, and some even propose to drive Pan Xiaoyu out of the family. Faced with the pressure and opposition from the family, Li Duong firmly stated, "I would rather give up everything in the family than be with Xiaoyu." His resolute statement made some members of the family waver, but still unwilling to compromise. At this difficult moment, Pan Xiaoyu stepped forward. She did not choose to escape or retreat, but bravely faced the opposition and pressure from her family. She won the respect and support of many people in her family with her wisdom and courage. Pan Xiaoyu personally cooks delicious food for the members of the family. Her cooking skills are excellent, and every dish is unforgettable. During the process of tasting the delicious food, the members of the family gradually felt Pan Xiaoyu's sincerity and kindness. Her cooking skills not only conquered everyone's taste buds, but also won everyone's hearts. In addition to cooking delicious food, Pan Xiaoyu also personally treats the elderly and children of her family. Her medical skills are extremely advanced, able to accurately diagnose the condition and propose effective treatment plans. Her acts of kindness have shown the family her value and contribution, and have also prompted them to re-examine the relationship between Li Duang and Pan Xiaodi. After a period of effort, Pan Xiaodi finally won the recognition of the family. On a full moon night, Li Duang and Pan Xiaodi tied the knot amidst the family's blessings. Their love story has become a popular tale in Lijia village, Wenlin, Jiangyin. From then on, Li Duang and Pan Xiaodi lived a happy life. They opened a clinic in the village to continue treating and saving lives for the people. Their kindness touched more people and also made the people of the Li family realize the power of love again. With their efforts, the business of the clinic has become increasingly prosperous. Every day, many people come to seek medical advice and medicine. They patiently diagnose the patient's condition and carefully treat them. Their superb medical skills and noble medical ethics have won the trust and praise of a large number of patients. Their children have also embarked on the same path as them, inheriting their kindness and spirit of dedication. Among them, the second son Xiuzhen married Xiaoyu, the youngest daughter of Miss Li heir, and their union brought more joy and happiness to this family. Over time, the story of Li Duang and Pan Xiaodi has become a local legend. Their love story is not only a beautiful legend, but also a power of faith and spirit. Their story tells us that as long as we have love, faith, and courage in our hearts, we can definitely overcome all difficulties and challenges, and achieve our dreams and pursuits. So, which figure in the Li family during the Republic of China period became close to high-ranking officials in the nationalist government? For more details, please listen to the next episode of The Daughter-in-Law of a Grand Official, which tells the winding story of Sister Duang. Chapter 8. The Daughter-in-Law of a Noble Official. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 15. Hello everyone, welcome to the My Family Memories. Women's Love. Family Memories Across Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 15th episode of The Daughter-in-Law of an Official, Part 1. In Lijia village, Jiangyin, there is a person named Li Duang, and his sister, also known as Duang's sister, has been known for her intelligence, diligence, and kindness since childhood. Despite her affluent family background, Duang Jie did not slack off because of this. Instead, she took on the heavy burden of the family from a young age and took care of her younger siblings. Her strength, diligence, and kindness have earned her the respect and love of the villagers. In 1936, Duang married the godson of a high-ranking official from Zhang in the nationalist government and settled in Wuxi. Her husband is a cultured and capable person, and the couple respects each other with great affection. However, the good times did not last long. In 1937, the Battle of Shanghai broke out, and in order to avoid the war, their family moved to Chongqing. During her time in Chongqing, life was very difficult, but Miss Duang always maintained an optimistic attitude and actively faced life. She and her husband worked together to cope with difficulties and strive for a better life. In 1945, after Japan's surrender, they returned to Wuxi. Duang Jie established a large number of industries, including real estate, shops, etc., and became a well-known wealthy businessman in the local area. Her husband has also gained recognition and praise from society for his abilities and talents. In Wuxi, they lived a stable and prosperous life. Couples rely on each other, love each other as before, and life is full of happiness and sweetness. However, after the liberation, Duang's industry was confiscated. Her husband was imprisoned due to his previous background in the Kuomintang and died in prison in 1956. Miss Duang lost all her support and hope, but she was not defeated. Under the intervention of Miss Li Si, Sister Duang was released in 1957. At that time, the government arranged for her to serve as a silkworm instructor, responsible for guiding farmers in sericulture in the Wuxi area. Despite losing her former wealth and status, Duang Jie still loves life and cares about farmers. She decides to use her experience and wisdom to help them improve their silk production and quality. She spared no effort in visiting various villages, exchanging sericulture experience with farmers, and helping them solve the problems encountered during the sericulture process. Under her guidance, the silk production of farmers gradually increased, and the quality was also guaranteed. Wang's wisdom and diligence have earned the respect and love of local farmers. In difficult environments, Sister Duong always maintains an optimistic attitude and uses her own strength to influence and change the world around her. Her resilience and courage inspire those around her, becoming an inspiring role model. Despite going through ups and downs, her heart is always filled with love for life and hope for the future. 16. Hello everyone, welcome to the My Family Memories. Women's Love. Family Memories Across Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 16th episode of The Daughter-in-Law of an Official, Part 2. As time passed, Sister Duong gradually entered her later years. However, her strength and courage remained consistent. Under her guidance, the silk production of farmers has been increasing year by year, and she has also been loved and respected by local farmers as a result. Although she has lost her former wealth and status, she still loves life, cares about farmers, and uses her experience and wisdom to help them improve their silk production and quality. During this process, Sister Duong gradually met an ordinary worker. Lao Zhang. Lao Zhang is a hardworking and kind-hearted person who has been silently following Sister Duong, providing her with help and support. Their acquaintance helped Duong find someone she could rely on in her later years. However, life is always full of twists and turns. In an accident, Duong was injured and hospitalized. Lao Zhang took care of her meticulously, which deeply moved her. This incident deepened their relationship, and they decided to come together and spend the rest of their lives together. Although their lives are not wealthy, their love blooms like spring flowers. With the company of Lao Zhang, Sister Duong spent the most comfortable and happy time of her life. They take a walk together, chat together, and reminisce about the bits and pieces of the past. Beside this ordinary worker, Sister Duong found her last warmth and reliance in her life. The story of Sister Duong is full of hardships and twists and turns, but her strength, courage, and kindness have touched countless people. She used her own life to interpret the beautiful qualities and human radiance that an ordinary person can exhibit in adversity. Her story also tells us that no matter what difficulties and setbacks we encounter, as long as we always adhere to our beliefs and pursuits, love life, care for others, and persevere, we can definitely create a wonderful life of our own. Meanwhile, the story of Sister Duong also makes us understand that love does not distinguish between wealth or status. In the face of love, everyone should maintain sincerity and kindness, and feel the other person's emotions and needs with heart. Only in this way can we truly love and be loved, and have true happiness and joy. Now, Sister Duong has left us, but her story and spirit will always remain in our hearts. Her life was full of ups and downs, but she always maintained an optimistic attitude and strong courage to face the unfairness and challenges of life. Her story tells us that even in the most difficult times, we must maintain hope and courage. Only in this way can we overcome difficulties and embrace a bright future. Wang's uncle has a son named Defa. If you want to know his legendary story, please listen to the next episode of Love Under the Starry Sky. Chapter 9. Love Under the Starry Sky. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 17. Hello everyone, welcome to the Women's Love. Family Memories Through Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 17th episode of Love Under the Starry Sky, Part 1. In Lijia village in Jiangyin, the birth of a boy brought joy to the village. This boy's name is Li Defa. He is the son of Uncle Duong and is of the same generation as Sister Duong. He was born in 1923. His father, in order to raise funds for his trip to Shanghai, once sold silk in Jiangyin City, but was killed by Japanese soldiers driving. The passing of his father left Defa deeply saddened, and the flames of revenge burned in his heart. In 1938, Defa resolutely decided to become an apprentice at a tailor's shop in Shanghai. With his intelligence and diligent work attitude, he quickly gained the appreciation of his boss. However, he never forgot about his father's murder, and the flame of revenge always burned in his heart. Time passed like a white horse, and in 1945, Japan surrendered. Upon learning of this news, Defa immediately decided to enroll in a nationalist military academy in Shanghai and successfully enlisted after graduation. In the army, he performed excellently and was promoted to the rank of lieutenant due to the care of Sister Duang. One autumn, he ran into Xiaowan, the cousin of De Wangjia's husband, at a dozen grain fields in the suburbs. Xiaowan is threshing grains on the threshing ground, with a pure smile on her face. Defa fell in love with her at first sight and ignited a flame of love in his heart. Xiaowan is the only daughter in her family, who runs a car dealership and is quite wealthy. She has been pampered since childhood, but never plays with a lady's temper. She is innocent, lively, understanding, and very friendly to Defa. Defa and Xiaowan got married in the military camp, and their love was as brilliant as flowers in spring. However, Defa detested civil war and did not want Xiaowan to bear the pain of war. After discussing with Xiaowan, he decided to return to Lijia village in Jiangyin and open a rice shop. During his time in Lijia village, Defa devoted himself to managing a rice shop, winning the trust and love of the villagers. Despite the hardships of life, Defa always maintains an optimistic attitude. However, fate seems to not favor them. One night, Defa was kidnapped by a group of unidentified people on his way home. The news of Defa's disappearance plunged Xiuzhen into panic and anxiety. The villagers searched everywhere for Defa, but found nothing. During the period of Defa's disappearance, Xiaowan was extremely anxious. She didn't know what had happened to Defa, nor did she know how to find him. She stays at her doorstep every day, gazing into the distance, looking forward to Defa's return. One night a month later, Defa suddenly returned. He was covered in injuries and exhausted. After seeing him, Xiaowan felt heartbroken and immediately helped him into the room to rest. After some questioning and comfort, Defa finally revealed the story of his kidnapping. It turned out that he was kidnapped by a group of bandits on his way home, who demanded that he hand over the money and food from the rice shop. After some twists and turns, he escaped while the bandits were not paying attention. 18. Hello everyone, welcome to the Women's Love Family Memories Through Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 18th episode of Love Under the Starry Sky, Part 2. Despite the hardships of life, Defa always maintains a kind and optimistic attitude. He is kind to everyone and responds with a sincere smile. After liberation, although his property was confiscated, his life's safety was guaranteed. He entered the farm tool factory to work, while Xiaowan worked in the warehouse. As time passed, Defa and Xiaowan had 3 sons and 1 daughter. Although their lives are difficult, their families are harmonious and full of love and care. Under the careful guidance of Defa, children thrive and learn to cherish every ordinary day. In this small village, the love story between Defa and Xiaowan is passed down as a beautiful tale. Their strength and courage infect those around them, making them understand that even in the most difficult times, love can become the driving force and hope of life. Whenever night falls, Defa and Xiaowan snuggle under the eaves, watching the stars in the sky and reminiscing about the stormy years of the past. Their love is as brilliant as the starry sky, enduring storms but still shining brightly as before. In the process of children's growth, Defa not only imparts them knowledge and skills, but also teaches them how to become moral, responsible, and caring people. Xiaowan used her kindness and maternal love to create a warm family environment for the children. As time goes by, children gradually grow into adults. They each found their own careers and love, and had their own families. Although life is still full of challenges, Defa and Xiaowan always believe that as long as they have love, dreams, and beliefs in their hearts, they can definitely overcome all difficulties. In their later years, Defa and Xiaowan still maintained their love for life and care for their families. They helped each other and spent many beautiful times together. In this romantic story, we see the beautiful qualities and human radiance exhibited by an ordinary person in adversity. The love story of Defa and Xiaowan tells us that no matter what difficulties and setbacks we encounter, as long as we always adhere to our beliefs and pursuits, love life, care for others, and persevere, we can definitely create a wonderful life of our own. So, what stories happened in Xiaowan's home during that period? Please listen to the next episode of Xiaowan's Mother, which tells the touching story of Xiaowan's mother. Chapter 10. Xiaowan's Mother. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 19. Hello everyone, welcome to the Women's Love Family Memories Through Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 19th episode of Xiaowan's Mother, Part 1. Xiaowan's mother, a gentle and kind woman, her life is full of twists and hardships. However, no matter what difficulties she faces, she maintains an optimistic and strong attitude, warming everyone around her with endless love and care. Xiaowan's mother was born into a wealthy merchant family in Zhang and learned independence and autonomy from a young age. In that era, it was not easy for women to make a living in business, but she bravely shouldered the burden of life and worked hard without complaint. She is not only good at running a business, but also knows how to get along with people, earning widespread respect and trust. During the Battle of Songhu, Xiaowan's uncle bravely sacrificed and left behind a young son. Without hesitation, Xiaowan's mother decided to treat her nephew as her own and take care of him with maternal love. Although life was difficult during the anti-Japanese war, she never gave up her love for life and education for her nephew. She proved the greatness and selflessness of maternal love through her actions, allowing her nephew to feel the warmth of home and the power of family affection. In the difficult life, Xiaowan's mother not only provided a warm family environment for her nephew, but also taught him to become a moral, responsible, and caring person through her words and actions. She taught him to be honest, trustworthy, respectful, and caring for others, and these qualities were deeply imprinted in his heart. With her help, my nephew gradually grew into a responsible and ambitious person. At the same time, Xiaowan's mother also infected the people around her with her strength and courage. She never retreats in the face of life's challenges, always sticking to her beliefs and pursuits. Her optimistic and positive attitude makes people feel the beauty and hope of life. She proved through her actions that even in the most difficult times, people can overcome difficulties with their own strength and beliefs. In Xiaowan's heart, her mother will always be her role model and source of strength. My mother's strength and bravery made her understand what true love and care are. My mother's wisdom and kindness taught her how to face the challenges of life. Her mother's teachings and influence helped her find her own direction and pursuit. She aspires to become a moral, responsible, and caring person like her mother, using her actions to influence and help those around her. In Xiaowan's mother, we see the beautiful qualities and human radiance exhibited by an ordinary person in adversity. 20. Hello everyone, welcome to the Women's Love Family Memories Through Time and Space series of stories produced by Shi Jiangyin. Today, we will bring you the 20th episode of Xiaowan's Mother, Part 2. Xiaowan's mother has always been paying attention to her growth. She knows that Xiaowan's feelings for Defa are sincere, and she also understands that Defa is a responsible and kind man. When Xiaowan decided to marry Defa and return to Li family village in Jiangyin to live, her mother, although somewhat worried, still gave them the most sincere blessings. After the liberation, Xiaowan's family was treated unfairly due to her former background in the Kuomintang. My father ultimately passed away in 1958, a blow that made Xiaowan's mother feel lonely and helpless. However, she did not indulge in grief, but chose to face it with strength. She knew that only by continuing to live strong can she reassure her deceased loved ones. In that special era, Xiaowan's mother left the house for her nephew and chose to join her. She hopes to enjoy her old age and spend the rest of her life by her daughter's side. Xiaowan and Defa warmly welcomed their mother's arrival and spent countless warm and beautiful times together. With the passage of time, Xiaowan, Defa, and their children all grew up vigorously. They established their own family in the village and lived a happy life. Xiaowan's mother felt immensely relieved and satisfied as she watched everything. She knew that her strength and bravery were not in vain, and her efforts and sacrifices were worth it. Her strength, bravery, wisdom, and kindness infect those around her, making people understand that even in the most difficult times, love can become the driving force and hope of life, making us cherish the people around us and the beautiful time. In Xiaowan's family, maternal love is an eternal theme. My mother takes care of every family member with selfless love, allowing them to feel the warmth of home and the power of family affection. She proved the greatness and selflessness of maternal love through her actions, making people understand that even in the most difficult times, maternal love can become the driving force and hope of life. Nowadays, Xiaowan's mother is old, but her strength and bravery still influence those around her. She uses her own experience to tell people that no matter what difficulties they face, as long as they maintain an optimistic and strong attitude, they can definitely overcome difficulties and move toward success. Her story will also be passed down forever, inspiring generations to bravely pursue their dreams and a happy life. Let's turn our attention back to Xiaojia village. In 1949, what kind of story happened after Xia Tianhua and Miss Li Er returned from Anhui to Xiaojia village in Hetang, Jiangyin? Please listen to the next episode, The Hardening of the Xia Family, which tells the winding story of the Xia family.